What is up, guys? Welcome back to another beautiful day in the Matrix. Back at it here on the next layer, the number one alpha show. We talk about news events, we talk about altcoins, we keep you guys up to date what's going on in this market. And I'm here today with my really good friend Bill the Bull. And hey, it's gonna be a fun live stream. So today we're gonna talk a little about altcoins, maybe talk a little bit about some news going on in the market. But overall, Bill the Bull, I just want to get your assessment. It looks like we had a market ritual stuff going on. What's your overall thoughts on the market right now?
Yeah, man. I mean, people were like, you know, upset. I'd say, guys, don't worry, don't trip. This stuff's happens. Again, full on bear. It's actually funny too. If you noticed, the full moon just happened, or actually today's the full moon. Market dipped day before. It's bound to happen. We're in a solar season. Solar eclipse coming. I know October's kind of crazy, but I truly believe this is just a bump in the road. I think it's hold your bag season. Just chill. So that's what I'm doing. Chilling.
Yeah, man. And just look at the quick chart. I got Trading View up here right now. So if you guys just go on Twitter, it seems like it's all doom and gloom. But if you just look, we're in a massive bull flag right now. So if you just look at the trade pattern, we came up to the top of the bull flag, we hit, and we had a little bit of a correction. So in my opinion, just based off of what you see on the chart, it's just playing out with how the market's going with it just trading sideways. So overall, I think the main point of what I'm just trying to show is based on the current market trend, we're still in the same market trend. We haven't gotten into price discovery. And I mean, there's nothing really worry about. You think that's a fair assessment, Bill?
Absolutely, man. I don't think there's anything to worry about right now. I think don't let the bankers have your coins. That is what I would suggest everybody. And again, you don't always have to be participating in the market. That's kind of what my biggest thing is. I think there's a time to be risk on, a time to be risk off. I think, and there's a time to just hang out and chill. So that's what I'm doing. I know there's a lot of market moves, but I really do feel in this space, there's some really good charts that are ready to pop. And I know we're gonna get into it. We're gonna TA some stuff. And so yeah, man, let's get it.
Good stuff. Awesome. Now, before we get into TA, I know at the beginning of the show I told you there wasn't much market news coming on, but somebody actually just sent something over to me, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on it because this is actually coming out today, which is actually literally 4 hours ago. So word on the street is XRP might be getting an ETF. Well, hold on. Sorry, this just turned on. So basically, what's going on is there's going to be some sort of resolution in the case, whether they decide to settle or if they continue to decide to do this court case going on. I know you have a better background in this than me, so I'm not going to try to get into the law stuff. But I think ultimately the main point I'm trying to get across is there is a chance that we might see an ETF happen, whether it's towards the end of this bull market or sometime in the bear market. I know you're season trading vet, Bill. I know you has a lot of experience in the markets. Any thoughts on this news with the XRP ETF?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it's going to happen. I think if you look at the chart, it's been consolidating in a 7-year pennant since 2017. And I think it's any day now it's going to pop and erupt. I wouldn't be surprised if they time the news with that release. XRP is one that's just ready to explode. And I think if it breaks down, it's game over. And I don't think the powers to be will let it. So I think, like I said, I think it's going to happen. I think it'll happen probably soon this year. So yeah, I'm bullish XRP. I don't really particularly talk much about it, but I think there's too much money to be had, and I think the markets are manipulated, and I think it will happen, and that probably will be a catalyst for it to break out of its range.
Agree, man. Awesome assessment. And I do agree with you with the powers that be in this particular token. Now, the one thing I will say about XRP, it's probably one of the most annoying projects ever because I have
Mm.
so many people always tell me about it. I just want to make that clear. But I got mad love. They're my friends. And hey, if they make money, I'm happy for them. That's my philosophy. I know that's Bill's philosophy as well.
Absolutely.
But I think just reading in between the lines, and this is the big thing I want to get across when it comes to XRP. In my opinion, when this thing starts rolling out, I do think it's going to be very close to the bull market top. That's when I think the ETF comes in, and that's when the excitement comes in, and then that's when we're going to see the top of the market. Could I
Really.
be wrong? Absolutely yes. I could be way off, but stuff like this are usually used for top indicators. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think that's what happened with the BTC ETF. I think Ethereum, well, actually, BTC ETF. It's kind of like sell, buy the rumor, sell the news, and that's news when it releases. So, yeah, I totally agree with you.
Awesome. Yeah, good stuff, man. So yeah, so we had a quick breakdown XRP, guys. Please check it out. There's gonna be a lot of hype, and since we're talking about right now, I'm just want you, fair warning, you're probably gonna be hearing about this day and night for the next 2 weeks because I guarantee you the XRP community is going on full blast on Twitter right now. So good stuff. Now, if you guys could you please do me a favor? We got 46 you guys in here. Please share this space out. Continue to spread the word. Me and Bill trying to connect with other conscious beings to spread our wisdom and our knowledge of the crypto space, and that is our big goal. So now, in this next segment, we're actually just going to do a really intensive altcoin pick. Markets are down a little bit, not really down, it's just a very minor dip. But we also want to talk about projects that could be potentially plays, whether it's a meme coin or an altcoin. And I think I'm going to put up 5. Bill puts up 5. And you guys let us know down in the comments which one you like. And if we got a little extra time left, we will chart one of your favorite projects. So, yeah. So basically, before I get to my first one, I actually want to answer one quick question from Brith. Chris, what do you think about Inferno? So Inferno and Titan X, it's actually going to be having a bunch of projects built on top of it. So in my opinion, I still think there's an ecosystem being built on top. There recently was just a correction, and if we get towards the end of the live stream, we could potentially chart that. So overall, man, I'm still bullish on Inferno. I think it's still a great play. It's just going through one of its corrections right now. So just going through altcoins, and I'll go first, and I'll let you give us a pick right after. So this is one of the first projects since within the Titan X ecosystem. You guys know I love Titan X. I love how this whole setup's coming to be, and I love how the ecosystem's starting to build out. Now, in my opinion, I think this project is going to catch a lot of people by storm. It's deflationary. It plays into the Titan X staking mechanism, and I also think it's going to be the ultimate store of value. The name of this project is going to be Dragon X. Now, if you guys have been paying attention to Titan X, essentially what Dragon X is it's a benevolent staking whale built on top of Titan X. And all it does is it takes Titan X, stake it out into the future. And then there's these ETH payouts that happen every 8, 28, 88, 369, and 888 days. So if you stake your token, you receive Ethereum and you can claim it on the day the payout happens. Now, what Dragon X did was they created a benevolent staking whale where it earns Ethereum, buys Titan X, and uses it to burn the Dragon X token, which is capped and it's not inflationary. So, in my opinion, I think this is going to be the ultimate store of value, and it's going to be one of the top leverage plays on top of Titan X. Make sense, Bill?
Yeah, it makes total sense, and I'm bullish on Titan X ecosystem. I think you know, you can't go wrong with what's going on, and you are the master at this, and I know a lot of the community listens to you. So, like I said, I always learn a lot when I listen to you speak about this.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. And I'm glad that you know you've been dabbling around a little bit in it, and just based off of where Dragon X is sitting right now, I just want to do a quick chart analysis. I won't go too heavy handed on this stuff, but the bottom was right about here. And so from the bottom to the top, Dragon X already did about 70x. And it's sitting at, I believe, about an $80 million market cap. So what I'm seeing, and believe it or not, I actually learned this from Bill the Bull. He taught me about Elliott wave theory, and I still remember this day. I remember this conversation. So what Dragon X is forming right now is an Elliott wave triangle. And so basically, if you guys go and you look at the trend pattern, type in Elliott wave triangle, you basically have a breakout and then a little bit of a correction. You have a point A, B, C, D, and E. And based off of what we're seeing today, we just completed point E. And when this Elliott wave triangle started, it was on the 23rd. So in my opinion, if we break out of this triangle, well, actually, no, first off, in my opinion, number one, this is extremely bullish. And then number two, if we start to see a breakout of this triangle, which we're kind of testing the higher support of it, there's a good chance this means that we're going to see the next leg up on Dragon X, and that's part of the reason why I'm so bullish on Dragon X. Bill, any thoughts on this?
No, not really. I mean, I think you can't fade that triangle chart. I think right now what you're seeing is a retest, and well, it was yeah, it's actually a retest. So that is 100% what I would be looking at right now. There's always a 5-wave move, and I think what you'll see next is expansion. And I think, yeah, I do think if you're a trader, obviously set a level below the E, because if it breaks down below the E, then that's is invalidated. It should not break down below that. So other than that, then it is a correct assumption. That is what I exactly would suggest as well. And you had the nail on the head.
Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah. So overall, in my opinion, that's one of my top picks for this market. And I think it's gonna be a great sleeper. And if you guys are interested in the Tinex ecosystem, it's definitely something to consider. And keep in mind, we're probably gonna have about at the end of this market, I guarantee you there's gonna be like 500 projects on top of Tinex. So
Yeah.
I want to make something crystal clear. And this is another thing I learned from the legendary Build the Bull. You don't have to be in every single project. You just got to pick the best ones. And so there's nothing wrong with having some Tinex, maybe picking 2 or 3 projects, or just picking one and just going with it. Because at the end of the day, all roads lead to Tinex. So good stuff, man. So Build the Bull, talk to me, brother. What do you got on your list right now?
Let's do it. All right. So are there? I'll do a couple right now. I think. I mean, I'll show you one. I've said it again. I've said it before. Miggles on base is ready to pop, and I'll do some on Soul. I'll do some on a bunch of different things. But again, Miggles, why I think is probably one of the most bullish assets in the space. Let's go share screen. All right, so let's talk Miggles. So Miggles is just beautiful, and I'll show you why. So again, and I have to just keep pushing this because I feel, and again, for those that don't know, Base just listed Degen yesterday or Coinbase just listed Degen, which is a, base centric meme, not meme, but like a tipping thing on Farcaster. But it showed that they're ready to push things. So let's zoom in on this one. And people might think I'm pretty bullish on Miggles and kind of annoyed. So be it. I'm a huge fan of Elliott waves. I'm a huge fan of triangles. Again, this is my 1. This is my 2. Every 2 wave, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So what we're about, and not only that, we broke out from this blue horizontal line, 45-degree angle, which is in place July 18th to here, September 24th. Solid move. If you take the measure move from the breakout to that is around 700%. And then from the breakout point, which was here, 700% takes us to, we're looking at 180 to 200 million market cap. So yeah, what I'm thinking is we've confirmed the breakout. There's no denying that. Not only did we confirm the breakout, so we had the initial move on this September 27th. You see the stochastic RSI on the 12-hour, it hit the top. Obviously, it needs to cool down. Boom, we did. But this angle right here, this buyback yesterday was huge. Shows the volumes there. And, look at the RSI, super low. I think the moment that this yellow line breaks, we instantly shoot up to these levels. And again, I'm targeting on this next leg, 180 to 200 million. I think there's very little air, very too much air, low resistance. Again, consolidating right here. No matter how long it takes, I think it would be a shame for you to miss out on Miggles. I think they are going to surprise a lot of people, and I know a lot of people like Brett. I like Brett too, but I do like coins that are around 25, 30 million, which has the potential to pop harder. So yeah, that's the number one meme on base for me. Have you still have your bag, right, Chris?
Oh yeah, man. Hey, man, you convinced me. And the funny part about Miggles was you talked about it coming down this breakout, and I completely forgot. And then boom, it looked like we had a little bit of like a dead cat bounce, and we came back down. So right when we came back down here, I bought a little bag right here, and then came in, faded down, and then I went heavy on September 6th. So when it comes to Miggles, I got so lucky, and I should have just listened to you on that day. But overall, man, it's looking pretty good. Now, actually, the other thing I want to talk to you about. So Miggles, phenomenal play. In my opinion, I think it's the unofficial Coinbase mascot.
Yeah.
Coinbase hasn't said that is their mascot, but I want to ask your perspective on the Degen chain listing. Now, for those guys who don't know, Degen chain, it's a layer 3. And the best way to think about this without it getting too complicated, like the Matrix movie or or Inception, is you basically Base is a layer 2 to Ethereum. Base approves transactions on Ethereum and bundles it up together and makes gas fees cheaper. Degen chain is the same version of Base to Ethereum, except it's built on top of Base. So they bundle transactions and they approve it onto Base, and then those transactions then go back into Ethereum. So I guarantee you in the future, you probably see a layer 4 and layer 5, but we're not going to get into that. Degen chain got listed on Coinbase. What do you think this means for the ecosystem? And do you suspect there's going to be more coins listed in the foreseeable future within this bull market?
On Coinbase?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think so. I think, like I said, I think the news yesterday of Degen chain listing was big, not because of Degen chain itself, but just because of the fact that a base focused asset got onto Coinbase. And the name of the ticker is Degen chain. Like I said, I know there's utility and stuff, but it just shows that there's open to listing that. And I think that's going to lead the segue for, and I think Base is smart. They know the volume comes from memes. Memes have dominated this cycle. And they need to have a meme like that. Obviously, SHIB and Doge have had its time. It's cycle 1 coins, and I think they need a cycle 2. And as Shrey was saying, it could be cat season. I know cats are doing really well. If you look at the cats on Base, there's obviously Toshi, there's Miggles, there's KeyCat, and they're all doing extremely, extremely well. So I think if Base wants to onboard the 1 million users, 1 billion users, they have to have a meme on there. And I think that will happen. My bet would be Miggles. I think, to be honest with you, Chris, I would worry a little bit about, based on what I'm understanding and what's going on, I would worry a little bit about supply control. I could be wrong, but I think Base may be more interested in listing a project that has more of a CTO type feel, where it's not like centrally controlled by like 85-90%. I could be wrong. But I think the chances of Brett are diminishing a little bit for me by the day because it's so heavily controlled. So I don't necessarily now 100% agree that, hey, and again, I love Brett, but I don't necessarily agree that, because it's the number 1 meme, they have to list it. I don't know about that. I think Degen has shown me that's not the case, because if they didn't list Brett and they listed Degen, there must be a reason why. So yeah, man, I think it's going to happen. I just don't know which one, but my bet's Nichols.
Yeah. Man, dude, hey, that was a great segment, dude. And man, we need to clip that up in a YouTube short because you really broke that down phenomenal. I agree with you 100% with what's going on with Brett because of the bundling. And guys, bundling is when basically the team takes 8% supply, spread it across like 100 wallets, and then make it so that if someone wants to cheat or get out of the chart, it doesn't mess the chart up. But it's supposed to be done in a benevolent way. The project that came the closest to doing something like this and actually went viral, like Brett, it was Hex. And this is the reason why Hex didn't get listed on these coin market cap sites and exchanges and whatnot. And then you also have Richard Hart, who is controversial, but he's actually like a really good dude. And based on that same logic, it makes sense with what we're seeing with Brett. Do I think Brett could be potentially a phenomenal marketing tool for Base? Absolutely. But based on Miggles, the commercial, the CTO, the community developing around it, and the ambitious team behind it, it just makes sense. So I think Miggles makes more sense than Brett, but definitely could be wrong. And then when I saw the listing of Degen chain, here's the big thing that went through my mind. When they listed Degen chain on the Base exchange, it's telling me that there's going to be a layer 3 narrative that Coinbase is trying to tap into, because all the layer 3 chains right now are built on top of Base. And there's a good chance that we might see more into the future. And I know it sounds really confusing. It sounds really dumb. And I completely agree with you. But what a lot of this comes down to is infrastructure software companies, just stuff being built on top of Ethereum and Base. Because if you take a program that like an engineer uses or a construction worker uses and you try to put it on Ethereum right now, it'll collapse the entire network. It'd be awful. So in the future, I see that there's going to be thousands of layer twos, hundreds of millions of like layer threes and layer fours and layer fives, and all it's going to do is just help out the base chain Ethereum. That's just my perspective on it, and we can go. We should do a live stream where we just go through all these layer threes, and I can just tell you about them and get your opinion about each one. But there's about 12 of them on top of base. I don't know if you saw any of them. Did you do any podcasts with them out of curiosity?
Of who?
Any layer three chains besides Degen chain?
No. Haven't really done the layer threes with anyone. Like I said, mostly just the key opinion leaders teams, but like none of those. But I would love to. So if you're listening to this, hit me up.
Yeah, man. Hit up my boy Bill. And hey, we're always down for a sponsorship too. So if you're a layer three that wants to sponsor us, let us know. So
Absolutely.
All right. So let's talk about another narrative. And I'm gonna go over to Solana. And this is my Solana pick. And of course, I was doing some TA on this earlier. So I firmly believe Solana is going to continue to do well in this bull run. Everybody keeps talking about it collapsing or whatnot. I mean, it's the same stuff we hear all the time. So one of my favorite meme coins is Selfie Dog, and I'll just show you. Let me give you the Twitter, and I'll tell you why. And it's not the chart looks extremely bullish right now, but in my opinion, just with this little dog and its phone, I see it all over X. I see the little dog, and they're putting in people's PFPs. They're posting on influencers, and this thing went absolutely viral. Now, coming back and just looking at this chart, what originally happened was when this project launched, it came out, and then I think there was like some sort of rug. Did you want to say something?
No.
Okay, gotcha. So it came in, and let me zoom in so you guys can see. So when it first came out, this is on the daily. We had like 6 or 7 days came in, and I'm not sure if there was a rug or everybody just dumped. And this thing dumped all the way down to almost where the launch price happened. And then next thing you know, the community came in, and then boom, absolutely sent it and just revived this project. So I got in probably close to a $6 to $7 million market cap and just been holding strong since then. So one thing I'm seeing on the chart right now is it's just following this beautiful trend line coming up, and it's just hitting it to a T. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're at a 5th touch. So in my opinion, if it can maintain this trend line and keep moving up, I do think that we might start getting into a breakout territory when we start to see more liquidity hit Solana. As for trading patterns and looking at RSI and MACD, actually I haven't even looked at the MACD and the RSI. Let's see what we're looking at right now. Nah, I won't get too much into this. I don't want to make it too complicated. But yeah, man, overall, man, I think it's looking pretty good. And the last thing I also want to throw out is that this one's sitting at about $16 million market cap. So some targets that I'm looking at for this one was right around 100, 150 million, and then a couple of retrace. And actually, wait, there's one question I want to ask you. I know I'm going on a tangent, but when it comes to Elliott wave theory, you know how we have like this massive wave and then came down and died? Would this constitute wave 1 and then 2, or would this be the start of wave 1?
No, so the first one is 1 up to and then that one's 2. So okay, that would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. So yeah, first is that one. Then the second one goes down to right there. Boom. And just so you see, the second one, now I'll tell you what the next one is. The second one, there's always a 5-wave move within each subwave. So if you count it, there's 5 waves to the one. If you count down 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 waves down to the bottom. Now again, so now you're starting wave 3. This first move up is the start of wave 3, and each wave has 5 moves, right? So the first one is wave 1 out of the macro wave 3 to like that doji up there. That's 1. And then the one down is 2. Again, this is microwave 2 of the macro 3. Again, macro 3 has 5 major moves. So what I'm seeing on this is the start of microwave 3 of the macro wave 3, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, so I'm gonna put this up at my target right here. Bring it down.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too TA intensive because I know we got to keep it moving just for time related stuff. But yeah, man, that I think overall what I'm starting to see is like this chart looks like it's about to pop, and we're starting the next phase. So I think it's a great narrative, and it falls into the dog coins. So yeah, man. Any thoughts on selfie dog?
No, I think it's good. I think that kind of narrative is going to kind of go viral. I like the chart. I think we're at the season now where it's like just be selective on what you have and just hold it. And I think Selfie Dog will be good. I'll show you guys one on Solana that I'm bullish on. I definitely would be bullish on Selfie. I don't personally like to spread myself too thin because there's so many memes. Let me show you what I like. So I do like that one. Let me show you one that I have my eyes on Solana, because I know there's a bunch of people on Solana. This is Zach Morris. I love this chart. I love it a lot, actually, and I'll show you why. And I think we're in for a big move. For those that don't know, Zach is a popular KOL, real KOL. Zach trades and also being pushed heavily by Vitali, who's like a big KOL. So for this one, I like it. It started in May, and it had a pretty big run up to like 100 million. This was its first wave, and as you can see, the way I count it, this is my second wave, and I think it's going to go 3, 4, 5, and I'll just kind of go into it. So if you notice here, follow my arrow: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the first wave. Second wave I count as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 wave. So what I'm seeing is a couple things. I'm seeing a class. This is in August 4th. I'm seeing a classic Wyckoff accumulation. Let me see if I can kind of just pull this up. I think this is textbook Wyckoff accumulation. And let's see. Anyways, I don't have time for that. But what I'm seeing is a couple things. So you have this, you have basically an Adam and Eve pattern as well. But what I'm more concerned is the EMAs and the resistance. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing an expansion, and I'm seeing an expansion that's holding above the 8, the 21, and the 50. The yellow is the 50. It's reclaimed it. It's basically just hovering around the 8. And this 50 is the yellow. Once it crosses the 21, that's a golden cross. And because it's been supported above these key EMAs, and again, this green line, it's still above it, which is the 21. The last time it reclaimed it and held it was in July 10th. That's a huge time frame, and those are very bullish moves. So when you have the support of the EMAs and you have very little resistance, you're going to see a move up hard. I really feel it's going to be hard. There's no resistance. This is all nothing. So what I do expect is I expect this. And I expect this is going to come out of nowhere. And I know they had a market maker. If this breaks, we're going to hit some resistance around 110. I really do feel this is going to be a massive move. There might be some resistance here, but I feel this potentially is going to be a really big move and catch a lot of people off guard. So that's one that I feel is pretty confident. Again, I would be a lot more bearish if it breaks below the 50, which is this yellow line. But until then, that one is going to be my pick for the next month or so on Solana.
Gotcha. Hey, quick question. When you do the stochastic RSI, you have that yellow line and that blue line. What are your averages on those lines?
So the I can pull it up right now. So the yellow in that one was, and let me just share this again. And again, this is all just, you can always change the colors based on what your liking is. But for mine, the yellow is a 21.
Okay.
This is on the daily. Sorry. Yeah, so that's the 21 and the green is the 50. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm bullish, man. I think these are the type of moves that have explosive moves up, and I think it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, and people are going to be like, "What?" But again, EMAs are great because it helps support the price. That's why I don't really care what's going on as long as it's above the EMAs. This one, if it breaks below, then it's game over. But again, if you're a trader, that's not even that bad of a move. A 27% move for literally a 7x. But again, if you follow the waves and you have time frame, it's going to go up here. I do believe though, once it hits 3, you're looking at and again, people need to understand these correction periods take a while. So this was in May. and didn't really correct till like August. So what's that? June, July, August, like 3.5 months. So
Mhm.
whenever 3 ends and you have euphoria, expect wave 4 to take another couple months with a final blow off top, probably in January, February.
Yeah. The thing that I notice about these types of charts when it comes to the correction, you can really see it if you do it on like a logarithmic scale in comparison to just a regular scale. So I can see why you like to use logarithmic so much more because it gives you a more accurate perception of what's really going on the chart. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's how I like to view all these charts actually. Just getting a fairer assessment, and I think I can make better choices that way.
Yeah, gotcha, man. Cool. All right. Well, we got to take it back to Pulse Chain, man, because
Let's do it.
we haven't that's where we met. We met on Pulse Chain and
Absolutely. Take it back, way back.
way back, and I'm pretty sure you know what I'm about to bring up on the screen. But in my opinion, I think this could potentially be the number one meme coin on Pulse Chain, and the name that uh, meme coin is Teddy Bear. Now I'm gonna put this on logarithmic scale. So if you guys haven't really been, there's no logarithmic scale. Man, I might need to go into Dex Tools for this one. Let me pull up
Bring it
Dex Tools
on.
real quick because I'm pretty
Love
sure.
that.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, say that again.
No, I said I love Dex calls. Come to the dark side.
Come to the dark side. I love it. Yeah, sometimes that's the thing about Dex Screener, dude. Sometimes like it stuff just gets janked up and stuff, and at least with Dex Tools, man, it never lets you down. Sometimes Dex Screener's the other way. So let me find that log real quick. All right. So if you guys have been paying attention to Pulse Chain, you probably heard about what was going on with PDI. Long story short, there's a developer named Maria, launched a token called Tropa, burned a bunch of liquidity versus Tropa and PDI, and then he built this beautiful ecosystem, a token web. And out of all the tokens, there's one that stuck out to the community, and the name of that token is Teddy Bear. Now, Teddy Bear looks like it just completed its wave 1 and it's about to get into its wave 3. I think you talked about this. We're about to go into wave 3, right? I'm going to bring it up. So it came up, started with wave 1, and then right now we're basically getting into its wave 3. And just taking a look at the subwaves, so we have 1, 3, and then I think we're about to do 5 and then get into, actually I'm not really sure. Never mind. I'm not gonna go too deep on it.
I can count this one. This one I've definitely counted.
Okay.
You want me to show
So
you?
yeah, go ahead. I think you're better at this stuff on the log scale, to be honest with you.
Yeah, let me show you. I love Teddy Bear. I think Teddy Bear is going to be big. I think a lot of the Pulse Chain assets look really big. All right, so let's look at Teddy Bear's chart. Been following this one for a while. So again, you notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 1 of the macro one is done. Okay, so actually I should do it like this. Hold on. All right, so this is how I've counted it actually, and this is and again, this all comes down to how this works, and you have to understand microwaves and all that stuff. So the first one took us what was like August to the end of September, whatever. That was your wave 1. You have a 5 move, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your wave 2. That's how I counted it from August to September. So again, this was your 2. Now within every 5 wave moves, there's 5 subwaves. So what that means is in order for wave 3 to commit, there has to be a 5 subwaves up. So let's just look at
Oh, I see. No.
so like, okay, so macro, this is what I call macro 3. Now within macro 3, you have to have 5 moves up. So what I see is this is your first microwave up. If you count the subwaves out, take you to microwave 1. This takes you to micro 2 of the subwave macro 3. Now you're going to have a 3 move, which is this micro 3 move of the macro 3, a 5 move up. Your biggest move up is coming. The biggest move up is coming. And then once you have that, you're going to have a subwave 5, and then the whole 3 wave is about to complete. So forget about the micro macro. Macro wave 3 is underway, and the microwave 3 is underway. I feel that all-time high is coming. And
Okay.
I feel this right here, and if you notice a couple things, I also like to use the fib retracements. So you had resistance around what, 40 million or something like that. And if you notice right here, it kind of went down, dipped below the 786, but this is a strong move. This used to be resistance up here, and based on how PWBTC is moving, it's just going to consolidate above here, and boom, you're going to see a move to I don't know what. Extremely bullish. It's the same chart as PDI, same chart as Atropa, same chart as PWBTC, all those. There's going to be a big move for all PRCs. I feel like once it happens, and I do feel that people are going to rotate that into the core assets, PLSX, PLS. And so yeah, what I would recommend people is whenever this next wave takes us, start taking profits. Eventually it's going to have a multi-month retracement or switch it to PR, one of the cores. But I'm excited for all-time high. Do you see all-time high in the horizon as well, Chris?
Yeah, I think what's probably going to happen is we're going to see another push up on PDI. I think we're starting to see more people get into the ecosystem from what I'm seeing, and me personally, I haven't paid attention to Poleshin in like almost 3 months because of all the craziness going on. And I think ultimately, just based on the chart and based on past conversations we had about Teddy Bear, you did mention that we were in the start of wave 3, but we never really went too detailed on the small microwaves. And so now that you just said that we're in wave 3, and then we're also on the microwave 3, so this is probably going to be the most violent push to the upside in the history of the chart. So overall, man, I think we're going to see something bullish coming in the fall, and that's why I like it as one of the big picks for Poleshin. And also on top of that, meme coins used to be Voodoo on Poleshin, and it seems like this one's actually getting a lot of acceptance in the community. So I think that's also another thing to keep in mind. Do you agree?
I do agree, and I think, like I said, I think everyone needs to understand. I do feel October, November, this is the time. I'll be on record saying if the market doesn't pump by the end of December, GG.
Right.
So it's do or die time. I think this is it. This is what's going to happen. I'm firmly of the camp that we're gonna push higher, and I'm ready for it. Sitting back.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%, man. And I think this is the part where you have that speculation component. Do you think Bitcoin's going to go above 100K, and then that's what's going to really be the major catalyst coming in the next phase of the market? So cool. All right, man. Well, looks like we only got time for one more and last altcoin pick. So Bill the Bull, which one are you in your portfolio are you looking at currently?
Yeah, I will tell you guys one that I actually do like, and I'm in it for a couple reasons. I'll do an ETH play. Why not? So let's do one on ETH. Hold on. And this is for those that like a little bit lower cap coins. So on ETH, I like a new project called Mars. And I'll tell you why. Have you heard of Mars, Chris?
I saw the chart, but I never got the breakdown of it.
Yeah, the chart doesn't look that great right now, but I'll tell you why I like it, and it has to do with the people behind it. So I'm always skeptical about new launches. I really am, because you just don't know. But I see this chart and I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. So this is Mars. Mars is based on the meta of Elon Musk getting people to Mars, and all that. So it sounds kind of scammy, blah blah blah. If you see, it's been a double top and it's dropping. Probably might hit the 618 or below, which would be 14 million. Or no, actually, it's like at 7 million. So I don't know what it is. But the reason I like this is for a couple of reasons. Actually, the biggest reason is Whale Flood's behind it. And if you guys don't know who Whale Flood is, he has about 460K followers. He's actually like deving it, pushing it on Twitter. And I tend to not fade guys like that. And Whale Flood was responsible for, he was one of the first SHIB admins, but he was responsible for MAGA to hit like 300 plus million. Again, 460 something followers. He's very well connected and he's publicly pushing it. So to me, I feel pretty confident that at some point you're going to see this move pretty fast, and I like these type of charts. They remind me of Elliott 1. So this is just the microwave 2 coming in play. I feel it's going to clear all-time high, which is around 17 million. If it does and this goes up, you're going to see a move like this. I've seen this before on other charts. Let me just show you real quick before where is this tool? So number one, if you look at the 1618, I like to view this when it completes. You're gonna see a move to like honestly 80 to 90 million. I feel once it breaks this yellow line, I do feel this whale FUD is going to push it. And again, you can't really fade connections like that. Has a narrative. Elon Musk. Elon will be talking about Mars. So that's the one I'm looking at. It's around 7 or 8 million market cap. I know it's kind of a new one, but yeah, just want to put that on your radar. Show me, Chris. What do you like? Do you even know who Wellfoot is? Have you heard of him?
I heard of Will Fudd. I remember when he was beefing with B Roots. That's where I
Yeah.
got his name from. But yeah, man, I like the narrative. I saw what he did with MAGA hat because at first I thought the guy was FOS, but then once MAGA hat hit 300 million, I was like, okay, so
Yeah.
this guy knows what he's doing. So I'm not a hater. I like the Mars stuff because it's going to get into the SpaceX, so it's a phenomenal narrative. So cool. Awesome. Well, I guess I'll do one last one. I'll do one last one,
Do it.
and then we'll call it good. So this one, I think a lot of people are sleeping on. It's a little bit of a higher market cap, but I do think that it's going to gain a lot of traction on Ethereum. And I actually took the opportunity to buy it at the recent FUD event during the was it the Japanese yen carry trade?
Okay.
It's called Bobo. So just looking at the chart, it looks extremely bullish, and we look like we're about to really continue up on wave 3. But I think the main thing that I was reading about this one chart is there's a lot of like VC funds getting into this project, and they potentially think that this could be the next Pepe. That's what really sold me on this overall. So, right now, and I'll show you where the Japanese yen carry trade was. It was actually the little crisis in the market. It was actually right here. So I got somewhere right here on this big wick, and then it ended up dipping down later. So, it is what it is. But ultimately, I think Bobo is going to gain a lot of traction. It gets into the bear narrative. It's a well-established meme. I think this is Bobo billions, just like Crash was saying. I know a lot of people hate on Crash, but hey, he picked some absolute gems. All of his coins have done really well. And when he stopped talking about Bobo, that's when I planned my attack, and that's when I got in. And this recent uptick, just not getting to like from a TA perspective, but just right here, this was all from Crash talking about it. He said Bobo, 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 and that's what people started running back in because I knew this was going to happen. So overall, man, I think Bobo is a good play. Plus, it's a big old B, capital B, 28th letter in the alphabet. 28 is the number of wealth. Any thoughts on Bobo?
I mean, Life Path 28 coming from you with the capital B. Yeah, absolutely, man. With the 28th letter, capital B. I like it. I know Bobo was one of those bigger plays, and I think that's one of more of the safer routes. Again, it depends on your risk tolerance. I think it'll be really good. I think $1 billion is programmed, but might take a little bit of time. Here it is, man. Like I said, everyone just kind of sit back, relax, let the charts unfold. I think it would be a disservice for you to just panic sell. I don't believe that's the time to do it. Not financial advice, of course, but definitely at the time of the season, hold your alts that you hold longer term, and just let the tides come as they may.
Yeah, man. Like good times roll, man. So hey, man. Overall, we talked a little bit about the news. We did a lot of technical analysis. There's a lot of good stuff you guys can watch in this live stream because Bill absolutely crushed it with the stuff he uses for TA trading indicators. A lot of educational stuff. So I would definitely watch this live stream back because I know I'm gonna watch this thing back tonight. Bill, any last things you want to talk about or anything else you want to say?
No, like I said, there's a time and place to trade, a time and place to just chill, a time and place to go risk on. I think right now is the time to just chill, let the market come as it may. Worst thing you could do is just, go crazy and go reckless and then lose it all before the actual pumpage comes. I think we're really close. I think the next 1 to 2 months are going to be life-changing to a lot. Sit back, relax, see what happens.
Yes, sir. Awesome, very wise words, man. And before I wrap this live stream up, guys, please go over and follow the Verse account. Please follow my boy Bill at Late Night on Base. Continue to show us support, and we'll see you guys next one. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.